the hell happened this week? Well, if you were to take the Game Developers Conference out of the equation, then nothing. But if you were to throw in the Game Developers Conference, then, well, again, nothing. What do you expect? Some marvelous reveal that the next Xbox or PlayStation will be out next week? No. The GDC is there mostly for a bunch of game developers to nudge shoulders and showcase their stale ideas and have the King of France, David Cage, inform everyone on how games need to grow up. Yep, David Cage, creator of Heavy Rain. Creator of the same Heavy Rain where plots run frantically across the Everglades, French accents cannot be contained, and women strip for no real reason, says games need to grow up. Now, don't get the wrong idea. I loved Heavy Rain. It's one of my favorite 3 games on the PS3. And for the most part, yes, games with much more mature themes are always a must. But I wouldn't go as far to say that I wholeheartedly agree with Cage. Over the past decade, I feel there have been quite a few successful mature themed games that have come out, such as Silent Hill 2, The Darkness, Mass Effect, Alan Wake, Red Dead Redemption, and a whole bunch of others. Is Cage implying that we need more realistic games that fall along the lines of Heavy Rain? I sure hope not. While Heavy Rain does offer quite a unique and powerful experience, it doesn't go off without flaw. Heavy Rain's greatest strength is also its greatest weakness. In a way, it's almost exactly like Metal Gear Solid 4. It unloads a tremendous amount of story onto the player, where in the end, it just fathoms into a giant convoluted mess. Without any real gameplay elements other than the occasional flail your DualShock at your little brother's face moments, there's not a whole lot of variety to the game. It's still a wonderful game, but its sacrifice for story over gameplay doesn't quite succeed as well as Cage thinks it did. Especially when other games out there have managed to tell a well-paced story and offer great gameplay. Rockstar, for example, is on the verge of delivering us something quite spectacular with the upcoming LA Noire. They have always managed to pack both gameplay and story cohesively and on target with most of their games, such as Red Dead Redemption. But with directors such as David Cage and Hideo Kojima, they are more focused on heavy emphasis of what you see on screen and not what you actually do in game. Sure, you can have us decide if so-and-so character should die, or present us with hours upon hours of the same dried-out cutscenes full of pretentious crap. But in the end, you leave with something that tries its best to mimic a movie of Citizen Kane caliber, but instead it falls more along the lines of Pearl Harbor. I do, however, know where Cage is coming from. Rather than bombarding the market with all the halos and Call of mediocrities, he would like to see video games become a little more sophisticated and practical, which is not a bad thing, but I feel that there are plenty of games that fall under this criteria. Here's hoping that Cage's speech managed to inspire someone to not go forth and create Transvestite Blood Muscle X. Other than that, GDC showcased sequel after sequel after sequel after sequel, and Sony felt it was worthy enough that the free kindergarten MMO Home had over 19 million downloads. Really, that's something to talk about. I think it would have been just as good if Sony told us that the PS3s could now produce their own steaming piles of shit. Oh, and Yu Suzuki said Shenmue 3 might be made. Shenmue 3 might be made.